These are the cuts that we measured with our 4 different readers. The cuts listed across the top: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we have the Cobra reader, the Easy reader, the Accu reader, and the Lishi. Now we can see there are some discrepancies. In cut number 1, we got 2 3s and 2 2s. Cut number 2 is all 4s, so we can be pretty sure that that's the right cut there. 3, we have a discrepancy with two number 3s and then 2 number 2s. Number 4, we got all 3s, so again we're pretty sure that's probably going to be correct. Number 5, we have 2 that we measured at 1.5. We got a number 2 and then we got a number 1. And if you recall, on the Lishi tool, I mentioned that I was having a hard time really feeling this cut, which really indicates to me that it very likely could be a number 1 cut. And then on number 6 cut, we have all 3s, so we can be pretty confident that we have a number 3 in the number 6 position. Now what I'm going to recommend that we do, let's cut a key that's a 2, because we have a discrepancy here. Let's go with the smallest cut. Then let's go with a 4. Here, again, we have a discrepancy. Let's cut a 2. Here we have a 3. On number 5, we're going to cut a 1. And number 6, we're going to cut a 3. And then we're going to try that key and see if it will work. So I'm going to go to the code machine and cut a key like that, and then we'll try it out. Okay, now this is the HPC 1200 code cutting machine, and I've shown this machine in other videos, and so I'm not going to go over it except just in basic explanation here. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this machine. But for people that may have not seen the other videos, this machine will cut keys by code. Okay, it has 2 handles, like an X and Y axis. One that sets the space, the correct space, and that would be this handle here. And the other cuts the depth, indicates the depth. We have cards that just slide in here, and this is the card for the 4 to 8 cut locks. This card number is CX101. Now you want to make sure you have the right cutter wheel on your machine, as well as of course the right card. We're going to cut the cuts 1, 3, and 5 on one side of the key blank, 2, 4, and 6 on the other. So the 1 was a 2, the 3 was a 2, and the 5 was a 1. So we're on the 1 here. We're going to cut a 2. We're going to go to 3, and we're going to cut a 2. And number 5 is no cut. This is the key that I just cut on the code machine. 1, 3, and 5 cuts are on one side, and I put a little mark on the handle on the bow to remind me which side was the number 1 cut side, because the number 1 cut was down, so we have to turn it down or it's not going to work. You'll notice I just made 3 cuts on each side. 1, 3, and 5 on one side. Now number 5 was a 1 cut, which actually is no cut. So that's why there's no notch in the number 5 spot. And then on the other side, the 2, 4, and 6 cuts. And I do that so that if the key doesn't work, hopefully it's going to leave an impression mark in one of these locations, and it's going to be easier to identify the problem cut and correct it if we only have 3 on each side to start with. Once we have a working key, we'll put all 6 cuts on both sides of the key. Okay, so we're going to put the notch down, so that indicates the number 1 cut. The number 1 cut is down. Put the key in, and we can see that that key works good. Now, if there was a problem and it didn't turn the lock smoothly, it should leave an impression mark on one of the cuts, and we can identify which cut needed to go deeper. But this key is perfect. These are the cuts that we need to put now on both sides of the key. And then we'll need to work on getting cuts 7 and 8 for the ignition. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cuts on both sides of the key, and then I'll show you how we're going to complete the key. Okay, so here we can see the key with all 6 cuts on both sides of the key. And again, we'll check it in the door lock and make sure it's good, but I did that and the key works fine. So now we're going to get on to making the cuts number 7 and number 8 so this key will fit the ignition lock. I'm going to use my iPad, and we're going to go online to Black Hawk products. Now there's a number of companies that offer the kind of service I'm going to show you now, which is a fill program to fill missing cuts. This is the one I use, but like I say, there are other companies that do this. The website for Black Hawk products is blackhawk7.com. Go to their website, I choose online services, and they have several different services they offer. The one we're interested in right now would be Fill Online. So we're going to go to that. We're working with a Ford 8-cut lock. So we will choose right here, Ford 8-cut. Then it's going to ask for my username and password, and then we fill the code in here, the cuts that we know. We had 242313. Now there's 2 more cuts that we need to know about, so we're going to put in 2 question marks, and we're going to have this program make a chart for us with the possible cuts. All right, it came up with only 2 cuts. Oftentimes there's going to be more than this, but with this particular lock here, it says with the combination that we have, the 242313 cuts, there's only 2 possible cuts for the ignition. So the number 7 cut is going to be 1, the 8 cut 2, or it's going to be 4-3. So we're going to progression the cut down, and by what I mean by progression is that we're going to cut this first cut, the 1-2. The 4-3 are deeper. So we're going to do the 1-2, we're going to try that. If that doesn't work, then we're going to just cut the same key, the same 2 cuts down to a 4-3 and see which one of the two keys will work. I did our first cuts, 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2. This is the ignition lock. Anyway, this doesn't work. This does not turn the ignition lock. So I'm going to have to cut this down, number 7 down to a 4, and number 8 down to a 3. So I'll go to the code machine and do that. So I'm back, and I made the 4 cut and then the 3 cut on the number 8 position on both sides of the key, and this should work because there were only 2 possibilities, and we can see that it works quite smoothly. Try your key on both sides to make sure both sides are accurate. So we made a key for the door locks and the ignition locks. Now, as we found out, the cuts that actually worked were these cuts 242313. The only reader that we used that was right on the money was the Leasy reader. The next most accurate reader was the AccuReader, and it had them all but 1 cut were right on. The other 2 cut readers were a little further off, and what we would normally do, again, is hopefully the car has more than 1 lock that you can read. And normally you are better off reading the passenger side door as opposed to the driver's side door. Now in this case, we used a driver's side door lock, and we used an older lock that I was pretty sure had quite a bit of wear to it, so that I could demonstrate the differences that you're going to find among these readers. But I have learned that with using the Cobra reader and the Easy reader, one thing that I'll do is I will push in as I'm taking my reading. I'll put a little pressure inward and do a reading, and then I'll pull out and do a little pressure outward and do a reading like that. And the same with the easy reader, and just see what the differences are. Most of the manufacturers recommend that inward pressure will give a better reading, but I have found that it's worth looking to see what you get if you put outward pressure on the tumbler as you're reading it. The other thing that I have learned is that especially if the locks are worn, the Cobra and the easy readers in particular are more likely to read a little higher than they should, as they did in this case here. And what I would normally do, if the only reader I had was a Cobra reader, I would cut this key to 1 cut less. I'd go, obviously on the 5 I would cut it to a 1, but I would cut 2, 3, 2, 2, 1, 2. I would cut them 1 cut less, because if a lock is worn down, the tumblers will read deeper than they should. And if that didn't work, I would cut them to 2.5, 3.5, 2.5, 2.5, 1.5, 2.5, and see if that would work. And hopefully that would work, and I'd be able to get impression marks and then impression the key down from there. The same is true with the easy reader. Also with the AccuReader, if I cut this with the AccuReader and it did not work, I would cut another key and I would cut them back a half a cut. 1.5, 3.5, 1.5, 2.5, 1.5, 2.5. And again, see if I could find impression marks and make the key that way. I tried these readers in the passenger side door, and the AccuReader came out right on. It was only off 1 cut on the driver's side door. And again, that could have been something that I did. Maybe I didn't hold the key exactly level or whatever. But the AccuReader measured all of the cuts correctly. These were the correct cuts here, 242, 313. Using the Cobra reader, remember the first time the Cobra reader was off on this cut and this cut, and then we had a 1.5 here. In the passenger side door, it did better. It got this one correct, this one's correct. This one here, it's still measured off 1. The 1 came right on the 1, so that was better, but the 6 cut was off. And on the easy reader, it was only off on the number 6. It was off by 1 here. And again, this could be something that I did by not holding the tool totally accurate, or it could be the wafer just didn't come up that time all the way into the gap to measure it. So my advice would be to get some of each of these, try them for yourself, keep some records as to how accurate they are for you, and then form your own opinion as to which ones that you like. But this will not work every time. It's probably successful in making maybe 80% of the keys. So what are you going to do if you cannot make the key from the readers? The next thing that we're going to use would be tryout keys. Please take just a moment to like the video and also subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.